Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're going through 8.2.2, a follow-on from yesterday's 8.2.1 walkthrough. If you're new to these videos, we just grow through the nodes on the path of the easiest path and then through the boss to make it a bit easier for you guys when you take it on. So up first we've got Dr. Voodoo. All the nodes on here, I've gone with the weapon node as the same as yesterday's. These are a lot more fun. They can make for really big damage and just make the game, for me personally, more fun. So the weapon node on here is 20% chance to inflict a trauma, causing each hit to deal additional 50% damage. So really you want to try and build up as many traumas as you can. To capture, or to disarm, this weapon node, you just have to dodge a special attack. So you have to dex a special attack. Then once you've disarmed it, you then have to capture it by inflicting the defender to a stun. And then you capture it for 45 seconds. Then what you want to do is you want to put as many... You've got the weapon node, so basically you now have 20% chance to inflict a trauma, which causes each hit to deal additional 50% damage. So really what you want to do is dodge a special attack, disarm by stunning, capture by stunning it, and then get onto the weapon node, hit the defender as many times as you possibly can to get a trauma, then throw your sort of big SP2 or an SP3 if you've got a bigger SP3, but I would highly recommend an SP2, and that should do a ton of damage. There are a lot of champs who are really good for this. However, as you can see on screen right now, if you look at the Herc, he's got a passive shock on him. This is because one of the other nodes, which I didn't notice until sort of getting into this myself, is when an attacker gains a buff, you gain an overlock charge. If the defender then throws his special attack, however many you've got are then turned into passive shocks. You can see here Herc is taking a lot of damage from his special shocks. I try and get that off, probably poorly timed. So I would highly recommend using champs with either no buffs or somebody like Quicksilver who doesn't have the dex buff. So if that's the buff that you're getting all the time, for example, Quicksilver, the only buff he really does get is dex. I'm dexing it, I'm not technically getting a buff. That's not putting any overlock charges on, meaning I'm not getting the passive shocks. So obviously that's a lot to sort of digest. I would say really good sort of counters or good champs to take in for this. Quicksilver is one who's really, really effective. Titania, really good. Spider-Man 2099 is another champ who's really, really good. You've also then got champs who are immune to shock. So you've got Thing, Hulkling, Super Skrull. Can't think off the top of my head of any more champs who are immune, but any of your champs who are immune to shock then work because they're obviously not getting that passive shock. But I would highly recommend either those champs like Spidey 2099 and Quicksilver, or your Hulklings who are immune to shock. So there are quite a few options there who can take it through. The defenders on here are really easy. The first three defenders are very simple. Obviously you've got Dr. Voodoo, his SP1 and SP2 are both easily dexable. The same for Thor, Jane Foster, and for Black Bolt. When you get to the second path, or I should say the second three, it gets a little bit more tricky. I've taken the Overseer for, I believe, Man-Thing, who's on the path, who makes it a little bit more complex because of his poisons. You are able to still do that with, say, a champ like Spidey 2099 or Titania. The hardest champ on here is Mysterio. He's annoying. You guys know, if you follow the channel, I hate fighting him. I personally find him really, really annoying. I think the fact that his SP1 gives you damage reflection, but his SP2 then makes you miss. You need to take in a miss counter. For him, I would highly recommend Quicksilver again and pushing him to that SP2. If you're unable to, just wait out that SP1. You can sort of see visuals on screen of Mysterio sort of flashing to show you that it's done. But yeah, he's probably the most annoying fight in here. You'll see that actually all of my champs end up dying because of that Mysterio. So yeah, he's most annoying. But then the boss is relatively easy. It's one of the easier bosses. Probably the easiest boss we're going to see in 8.2 in Deadpool X-Force. So you only really need one champ for that. He's very easily soloable. So I'll pick it up again at the Mysterio fight to talk you guys through that, sort of show how I did it. But yeah, the first path is very, very easy. Use it to practice if you aren't quite sure of the nodes, but just remember no buffs or shock immune is the real key for these champs. This Ultron is again very annoying because he evades. If you can put a slow on with Quicksilver, say, it does make it a whole lot easier. So yeah, I'll see you at the Mysterio fight. Hopefully this has helped you guys out so far. See you there. Right, guys, so now we're at the Mysterio fight. As I said to you guys, this is the hardest fight in my opinion. It's actually harder than the boss fight. What is nice is that there are 6-star shards on this path, 6k of them. So although it is the easiest path, you also take in 6k home, which is massive. Really, really nice. The Deadpool boss is very, very easy. We'll get onto that after this. But we'll just talk through this Mysterio. So what you want to do is you want to try and push him to his SP2 and bring in a miss counter. If you haven't got a miss counter, push him, allow him to do his SP1. That's the one that you're able to dex and get those disarms on. And it shouldn't be a worry. So you'll see I'm going to go in with Quicksilver. I think I go in with Quicksilver first, or maybe I try it out with Null. But basically you want to, if he throws his SP1, you'll see on screen he will get a sort of like his helmet in the top right. Now you can see that there's that reverberation sign. Wait until that then disappears, because you'll see here now, look, I took reflected damage. You want to wait till that disappears. And the same here, you can see that Mysterio's a little bit faint. He's not in there, but now he goes back to full colour. That means you can start hit him again. So it is really annoying. You can take in somebody who prevents his sort of power gain here. I probably should have thrown my SP1 with Null. That would have made it a whole lot easier. Because it would have stopped Mysterio's combat power rate. It would have reduced it by a massive amount. But you see, again, I probably should throw my SP2 here. I do, which is nice. I get him down quite low, but then I do take the shock, passive shocks. So I maybe should have brought in somebody who is able to be shock immune, or who it has no buffs, like a Spidey 2099 or a Quicksilver, just to make it a lot easier. I would say Quicksilver is probably your best bet for this. He has the miss when up to 300 momentum charges. He also doesn't have any buffs, so you know he's not getting that shock. You just got to play it real careful. And if he throws his SP1, don't hit him. And if he throws his SP2, make sure you've got that slow on so that you can stop his miss. I'll meet you guys now at the boss fight, speak about that one a bit more, and yeah, so see you guys there. Hello guys, so at the boss fight, it's the Deadpool X-Force boss. He is by far the easiest boss at all, of all of the quests I've done so far, up to 8.2.4. I believe he probably will be the easiest one in 8.2. So I would highly recommend a few champs for this. Warlock is a great champ for this. Nimrod is another champ who will work really well. He is a mutant, so it's a little bit easier. Guillotine 2099 works. Any champ who can heal block, so even your Yondus or champs like that, to sort of get that heal block. That's because the node on here, we've got aggression regen, so every 2 seconds he gets a regeneration. If the regen is not heal blocked, or say Warlock's got the virus on, Deadpool will then gain a fury to a max of 10 stacks, so he can do a ton of damage. Tech champs already gain a fury in this fight, which is actually really quite nice. Makes the fight a whole lot easier. The biggest sort of trouble with this, I would say, is the special chaos inversion, which means all of Deadpool's special attacks are you have reverse controls on. So if you're good with reverse controls, not a problem. If you're not, do sort of what you see me doing here, which is basically just blocking all of his special attacks. Maybe if you've got your head around it and you can start evading the SP1, but just block his SP2. It makes it so much easier. You can see that I'm getting a ton of furies here, which is really, really nice. I can do so much damage, and I can basically block. I can afford to block his special attacks because I'm doing so much damage back, and chances are I'm not going to run out of health until I've killed him. The boss fight is very, very easy. As I said, if you take in a tech champ, any tech champ really works, but I would highly recommend tech champs who heal block or reverse his healing. He won't technically get his healing reversed, it will just be prevented, which is fine. So Guillotine 2099 works really well for this. There are so many tech champs nowadays who have heal blocker on, so this shouldn't be too much of an issue for you guys. Just remember about that inverted special attacks, and this shouldn't be a problem. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment down below if you are new around here. Join the Discord, the link will be in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.